Don't you just hate it when you're just got the camera angle right and then somebody like literally thank you. March of 2020 marked the beginning of what we all know as a global pandemic. Now, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it, and I don't really want to talk too much about that, but what does that have to do with this person in front of you? Well, this person is named Ellie. Ellie is an Oasis vendor. Ellie was introduced in Black Desert last year in March to kind of help out with people during the pandemic. Now, since then, a lot of us have relied upon her for a lot of different things, and myself personally, I've relied on her heavily. Starting today, that's gonna be a problem. Now, I know what you're thinking, who is this Ellie person and why are you talking about her? Well, the Oasis event is just about to end as of me recording this. The Oasis event has been giving us these dream chests, but they've also given us armor, the Ramones armor, as well as weapons. Now, if you've relied on these, you've relied on these. Most of my characters, most of my alts, this is a seasoned character, doesn't count, but as you can see here, all of my weapons as well as my armor on some of my boss alts have all of this Ramones armor and weapons, and it's not going to be very easy for me to replace like 3 people's worth of armor. I think actually 2 in some accessories. But that is what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about what you could have gotten from Ellie, and if you were relying on Ellie and all of a sudden none of the Oasis gear is working for you anymore, it's because they removed the event, because they even mentioned at the beginning, it's not going to be here forever. So Ellie, what did she used to offer? Well, she used to offer weapons boxes, so you can get all 3 weapons, and the defense gear, all 4 pieces, at a try level, which we'll talk about that in a moment, all for 1 silver apiece. So 4 silver, and you get some pretty decent stats. These are slightly inflated because I do have some, like, what are they called? Adventure log buffs. So this... keep that in mind, looking at this information here, that some of this is actually inflated, just a wee bit. Other things you can get from Ellie were the cron meals. Cron meals, seafood cron meal. This is more for like life skilling related things. Simple cron meal. This is like AP against monsters, so grinding against monsters. And exquisite. And this is more, in my opinion, more like a PvP sort of a thing, which I never really did because I don't like PvP. But each of these are also for a silver apiece. I will say, if you try to find any of these meals on the marketplace, it's probably broken. Let's talk about those for a minute. Cron. Yeah, seafood, 2,000. Okay, not too bad. Simple cron, 22,000. Exquisite cron, 31,000. So if you want to get these cron meals, put in your pre-orders and pray to RNGesus that you get it soon, because it's gonna take a while. Another thing was the carrot. They also have traveler's maps and also the compass for 1 day. Now, carrots are pretty self-explanatory. These are for apparently horse, donkey, and miniature elephant. I didn't know about the elephant because I just don't really use my elephant all that often. But it's a free carrot, essentially 1 silver per carrot, and I've been using these like habitually since the event started. So now I need to get my own carrot stuff. And again, these are just nowhere to be seen. If I could spell right. Special carrots are the ones that typically people go for, and these are 10,000 deep. You can tell when they actually announced the closing of the event. They gave us 3 weeks, which is better than just dropping on us that, oh, by the way, we removed it from the game. So all carrots are pretty much just gone. I think you can actually still purchase carrots. Yeah, so you can purchase normal carrots from a stable keeper. So keep that in mind. I don't think no, you can't buy any better ones. So a lot of people have probably been getting into farming a little bit more, which is totally fine. Traveler's maps, let's be honest, I get so many of these from just doing the storyline through Calpheon, and then also all the way through Valencia. I think if you do the storyline through Valencia 1, like finishing Valencia 1, I think you get like 2 or 3 of these maps. So for me, I just have like 30 of these I just don't really use. But they are pretty nice. They allow you to teleport to the nearest town and cooldown's 3 hours. So this is just a faster way to get around point A to point B. Me personally, I just never really use these, but these I used a lot. The compass, you can actually make them in game. You get compass parts, and then you get like a 3-day or something like that. it doesn't really last, or it doesn't last very long. But the one-day compass, it allows you to see where you are in real time in the desert and also the Great Ocean, and that's a one-day thing. So if you're going through, let's say, the Valencian Desert, this whole area right here, you're not going to be able to see where exactly you are as comparison to like where I'm at now in Velia. You can like see where my character's at, where she's pointed. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, and you can't see her there. But there I am, somewhere right about there, looking that way. Anyways, the other one is the Great Ocean. So the ocean way up over here, you can use those to like scout around and know exactly where you are over here. And as you can see, I've used them a few times as I was just going through. I haven't gotten all the nodes, unfortunately, so I'm gonna miss out on a little bit of that, but it's fine. So yeah, that's pretty much all the things that you could have bought from Ellie. And to be honest, when I first made my character, like my first character, I started playing last year in October-ish. It's like end of September, start of October. I use these like habitually. I still have like hundreds of seafood cron meals. If I auto arrange real quick, you can see Oasis simple cron meal 195, 191 seafood cron meal. These are just gonna disappear. I don't know if I have to like delete all of them or if they're like how it's gonna work, but I imagine that they're just gonna not work or not let me use them anymore. Now, as far as armor, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what the difference between Try Ramon's armor and say maybe like a Tet armor. For example, you can see here a Tet Dim Tree Spirit armor, you get more DP. From my research, if I were to go to Dim Tree armor, there's a lot on the marketplace right now that are not enhanced, but for those of you who are just now coming to the realization you need armor, at the very least, maybe get some of these and just work them up, enhance them, or purchase them yourself. Play the game how you want to. I'm not trying to advertise one way or the other, but if we look at Try version of it, it's pretty much even. Dim Tree's armor and Ramon's armor. For the most part, it's basically the same. So if you want to replace your armor, you want to get it at least to a Try level. Otherwise, you're not going to be in good shape. A duo, it's like you're losing a little bit. Getting to duo is pretty simple. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of memory fragments. I've done it a few times myself. I'm not the best enhancer, just a PSA there, but at least up to a Try level for everything. Now, if you're curious, I'm going to show you guys a like a chart that I kind of had to revise a little bit, but only because it was kind of hard to read. Essentially, this is a chart from a content creator called I'm Choice. I'll leave a link down below to the video that I found this at. Basically, he just had all the names listed, but it was white on. It is kind of hard to read. These are builds to look forward to. So if your damage reduction, aka one of these classes, oops, one of these classes over here, then you want to try to do some of this. So you got Biggs gloves, Dim Tree armor, Griffin's helmet, and Urgon shoes. And then weapons, I mean, it's up to you if you want to do PvP or PvE. And then if you're evasion, one of these classes, you want to rock with same Dim Tree, the Lieber's gloves, Heaves helmet, and then also Muskin's shoes. And then again, whatever type of weapon, whatever you're trying to do. This will roughly give you these numbers down below. These are obviously at more of a Tet, kind of a pen state, so keep that in mind too when you're trying to go through and replace armor and stuff. But I've been trying to do this as well, where I'm trying to at least get to a Try, because at least getting to a Try, they'll be roughly where they were before. Now, I think some of the biggest differences, if I remember, I think I'm doing Biggs gloves. If we go to Biggs gloves and we go to Try, did they change these? I feel like they changed these, because I was looking at Try before. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but I could swear Try was a little bit better. Let me check one of the other ones. I swear they've changed them. I'm not losing my mind. Lee butt. Ah, that's where the difference is. So on this one, you can see there's a slight difference. So the Ramon's gloves were not an accuracy or evasion based thing. I think they were more along the lines of damage reduction, because you can see the evasion's a little bit higher on Lieber's gloves, which Lieber's gloves are more evasion anyway. So for what that's worth, your results will slightly vary depending on the type of build you're going for. It looks like it's about the same anyways, but Yeah, the difference being between Oasis gear and boss grade gear is try. At least try. As far as accessories, thankfully the event didn't have any other accessories, so we should be okay on that front. I say we as in a collective community. I think we'll all be okay. But yes, the Oasis gear is no longer with us. If you're watching this video, I'm going to upload it tomorrow and after maintenance starts, essentially. And there's not going to be any more Oasis gear. It's all going to be gone. None of this will be a thing anymore. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, they did warn us from the very beginning that Oasis event was just not going to be here forever. Now, bear in mind that there are things and different ways to actually go about getting the compasses and stuff. So if we just go to the marketplace, type in compass, you can find part for Explorer's Compass. This here, you get 3 of them, put them in a negative or a minus in your inventory, and then you actually get a 3-day Ancient Explorer's Compass. It works just the same as Ellie's, but it'll just cost you about 10, 12 million, depending on prices. So keep that in mind. And all the other meals and stuff, you can actually make a lot of the meals from simple cooking. So if I type in simple cron meal, not simple con meal, you can see the different types of recipes that there are for this. And how you bring this up on the crafting notes, you can go ahead and hit F2 on your keyboard, and then there'll be a spot to do crafting notes. This is the adventures board. Top right, you see crafting notes. You can bring them up over here, or if you're looking at something in your inventory, you hold down shift and you left click, and you can actually bring up what that item is if there is a crafting recipe. If it doesn't work on one item, try another one, like Kama Sylvia Blessing. Can't really do anything with it, but it still brings it up. So keep that in mind when trying to access those recipes. I'll provide some other links down below, one to this BDO planner. I'll try to get this exact link down below. This is pretty much what I would recommend going to if you're going away from the Oasis gear. I would recommend, me personally, I'm more of a PvE, so you want to get Black Star for each of these things, more or less, if you can. Otherwise, Offentet for the main, Dandelion for secondary or the Awakening, and then Kudum for sub. That is if you are doing PvE, and this is more of a evasion build. So the first one on this is damage reduction, second one is going to be evasion, and you can see the difference in DP. You sacrifice DP for evasion. Evasion on this one, I am blind. Total evasion is 505. Damage reduction is actually 428. So it also depends on what your class is. Like I said in this photo here, depends on what your class is, will depend on if you want to stick with more of an evasion build or more of a damage reduction. Because evasion, all these characters here have some sort of benefit toward having more evasion versus more damage reduction classes. These are more like you want damage reduction, and the difference between the two is evasion sometimes has a chance for an attack not to hurt your character, and damage reduction is saying I'll take every single hit more or less, but I'm just going to take less of it. So like 10% less damage over maybe a 10% chance. It's not exactly how this works, but 10% chance to say nah, I wasn't hit by that at all. So RNG, not as much RNG. That's how I look at it. So yeah, with the Oasis event ending, it is a very dark day in Black Desert Online in the community, but I think we'll all survive, and in the long run, this will be a lot better for the sake of the game, for the sake of silver exchanging on the marketplace, for enhancers who may not have had the best of luck recently with more of the riskier, high-end stuff. As far as the game is concerned, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll survive. One last thing I do want to do as well, I do have a ton of Oasis chests, 464. I've been saving them up for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do one last hurrah here, and I'm just going to open up all these. Don't mind me as I mute my microphone to do so, because it will be very, very loud. 478. As far as the end of the event, I think 5, so another 10 more. I'll just go ahead and open up about 478 of these bad boys. Smash it. Okay, let me take a break. I don't know. I don't want anything down here, so I need to move some things temporarily. Give me like 2 seconds. All right, I think I've got it sorted. Okay, 159 more to go, baby. Let's go. Good stop. My fingers hurt. I wonder if my spacebar is going to break at some point during this. As funny as that might be at first, I really don't want that to happen, because then it's going to be weird to... Oh, thank goodness. Oh, we're done. Okay. Just casually talking about whatever. Okay, so after 490... I forget. There's a lot of golden silicons. Holy crap. Now, there was some things that I was getting that I didn't move up here. It's these, the golden bells. Over the course of the entire event, from last year to now, since like October, right? That's about the time I started playing. So a little over a year, I've accrued 48 golden bells. Now, instead of these being just popped all the time, I'm sure it's still going to continue for a while, but players are going to eventually run out. The golden bell is this stuff up here, because you can read that. I'll try to do a screenshot so that way it's easier to see. But essentially, it's a combat buff of 100% for all of that server, so whatever server you're on. If we go to Switch, you can see Balenos 4 is where I'm usually at these days. So the Golden Bell in Balenos 4 is only for Balenos 4. Other servers have their different bells that might be ringing at a time. So there could be servers that don't have bells going. There could be other servers that do have bells going. So you do have to pay attention to that if you're doing anything with combat or trying to squeeze out the most in terms of combat for 1 hour. Golden bells are very good for that. The Oasis chests do have those. If we go over to event, I'll just go ahead and take a screenshot of this, make it a little easier for you guys to read. But there's all the different things. We actually did manage to nab a golden bar box, so that's pretty cool. So this gives us so much types of gold. So each one of these is 100 million, 200 million, so on and so forth, up to 1 billion in gold bars. So that's pretty much what this is, and this is like the highest prize, so to say, on that entire list. So that's not bad, actually. This is actually the second one I've gotten in a year, so that's pretty good. Also, you get Cron Stones, Black Gem Fragments, combat and skill books for an hour, memory fragments, those are a commodity these days. 53 sharp black crystal shards is what I got, 55 for the hards. We can also get advice of Valks, 2 different types, 15 to 25, 35 to 45, all the effects are finally gone. And then elixir boxes, so you get a perfume of courage, perfume of swiftness, and a perfume of, or the Calx elixir, that's what they're called. I also got a Narc's earring, or a Narc's ear accessory, which is another one of those highly sought after, like up on the list of things here. You also get these, the 200 combat XP, 30% more skill XP, golden bells, all of these golden coelacanths, which are 5 million a piece. Let me just go ahead and sell these real quick, because I can, and I have 0 silver for once. Alright, so that netted about 125 million silver. Nice. Let's see what else. I'm probably gonna move those bells back just so I don't see them and don't use them on accident. 48. There we go. Oh, these juices as well. So these juices, if you're starting out a new character, you get breath, strength, and health stats. These help increase those. So that's another thing you can get with the Oasis chests. You can also combine these Oasis chests to get golden ones. The golden ones give a little bit better, like they remove a lot of the juices at the very bottom of the list and a few other like lesser sought after items. I think the books of training are also not on that list. I'll try to find a screenshot and show you the difference between this chest and the golden one, but they're a little bit better in terms of like prize pool, but a lot of people say that you just open up the normal ones because you get a bunch more money from the golden coelacanths. So for what that's worth. Last thing I'm going to do, let's open up this box here. It's a complete random one, so I'm just going to wait about 5 seconds. It's usually what I do. And boink. What do we get? Oh, 4. Nice. So that's 400 million right there. Let's head over to our good friend Emil. Is that his name? I thought his name was Erniel, I think, for the longest time, because it looks like an R. No, it is an R. Oh my gosh, I freaked myself out again. So here's another 400 million just like that. So we're $500 million just from the boxes. That's insane. So there's a lot of money to earn from these things, but unfortunately they are going away. So if you are watching this after I've uploaded it, chances are they're not in the game anymore, so unfortunately you missed out. But yeah, there's a ton of rewards you could obtain from these things. All right, so that's going to call this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. Maybe leave a comment to let me know you enjoyed it. If you guys want to see very specific type of Black Desert content or very specific things that you want me to cover in Black Desert, leave a comment down below of those things that you'd like me to cover over. There's a lot to this game. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I will say a lot of people complain that they don't want a second job. The game is very grindy, so keep that in mind if you are going to get interested in Black Desert. In the meantime, I do want to say thank you so much for your patience as I continue to get more content out for you guys. I know it has been a while since I actually uploaded content regularly, but I do want to try to get back into it as often as I can these days, whenever I have available time to go ahead and do so. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate y'all. Until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and God bless.